Welcome to Artma, and today we are learning about layers in Photoshop. This is part 1, the background. This is what you see when you first create a new Photoshop document. Here is the layers panel, which contains the white background by default. Now the background is not a layer. Think of background as the white solid base of a framed canvas. So that means we should not be able to move this fixed white base of the canvas. Let's check that. I'm going to use my move tool and try to drag and move it. The message says I'm not allowed to move this because this is the background, and in order to move it I need to convert this to a normal layer, which I won't. I'll hit cancel. At this point the Photoshop file is not yet saved. You can think of this as you being at the artist shop and you haven't bought the canvas yet. So let's buy the canvas by saving the Photoshop file. So now that you have saved the Photoshop file or bought the canvas and brought it home, you can choose to tear off the white base of the canvas if you want to be destructive. I'm gonna grab my move tool and try to tear off the white base by dragging it. So this portion is transparent and this is no longer a background, this is a layer. Try to think of this as this framed canvas, the base of which I've pulled apart. I'm gonna undo this and then I'm gonna create a new layer. Just for the sake of example, I'm gonna paint a big dot on this new layer. And as soon as I create a new layer, if I try to move the background, it won't move. The background is now thinking that there is a layer on top of me with paint on it. So if I move, who is gonna hold the paint? So I won't move. I'll give you another example to show you that background is different from layers. For that, I'm gonna change my background color to yellow. Let's say I want to erase part of this pink dot. For that, I'm gonna select the layer first. Then I'm gonna grab my eraser tool and start erasing. But if I want to erase part of the background, watch what happens. I'll select the background first. And then with my eraser tool still active, if I go on erasing, look what happens. Instead of erasing, it has grabbed the background color and started painting. Because the background considers itself as having the actual material of a real-world canvas or maybe an artboard, which you cannot just erase like that. Another feature of the background is that it always remains at the bottom. You can see that very easily I can move these two layers in the layers panel. But as soon as I try to drag each of these layers below the background, it doesn't allow me. Nor does it allow the background to move upward in the stack. You can convert this background into a regular layer. For that, double click on the background. You can just click OK, that will be fine, or you can rename it and then click OK. This is now a regular layer, so if I grab my eraser tool and erase it, you can see the transparent pixels. We can convert any regular layer to the background. For that, select the layer, then go up to Layer, New, Background from Layer. But let's say you want another layer to be your background layer. For that, I'm gonna create a new layer. Now this layer is a new layer, absolutely transparent, it has got nothing. Then I'm gonna go ahead and change my background color. I'm gonna select green. Then I'll make sure that the empty layer we just created is selected. I'll go up to Layer, New, Background from Layer. You can see that a new background has been created with the background color of our choice. I'm gonna hide all the other layers except the background so you can see how it looks. Or we can create a new layer and then fill it up with a color of our choice. I'm gonna fill this with yellow. Then with the layer selected, I'm gonna go up to Layer, New, Background from Layer. So you want to convert a layer to a background which is partly opaque and partly transparent, like for this layer. Select the layer, notice the background color, then go up to Layer, New, Background from Layer. If I turn the white layer off, you can see that the background consists of the blue circle which already was, and for the transparent portions it has filled up with the background color. Or you could have the color of your choice in the foreground. Grab the paint bucket tool and make sure that the background is selected. Then just click and fill it. Alternatively, you can also decide what's your background gonna be when you create a new document. White is usually the default color for the background. Or you can select black. You can also select the background color, which at this point is green. Or you can choose to have no background at all by going transparent. You can have your own custom color either by clicking over here or by clicking on this box. And this is all I have for the background in Photoshop. Make sure to check the other videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.